Now at 6, storm clouds are rolling back into the area. Meteorologist Austin Sands has the latest on the severe weather threat ahead. Plus, the nationwide discussion about data centers comes to Southwest Missouri. How concerned should residents be? And
the future of Joplin's leadership is on the ballot, with 3 general seats up for grabs. I'm Blake Gully. Coming up, KOAM launches a 3-night candidate series asking each of the City Council hopefuls the same key questions.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
There's no threat at the moment, but we're keeping an eye on tomorrow. Wednesday will be a weather alert day because of the potential for severe weather by the time we head out in the morning. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Let's go straight to meteorologist Austin Sands for our first look at what we can expect.
Yeah, thanks, Dow. We're going to start seeing that chance for severe weather creeping in as we head into these later evening hours tonight into tomorrow. So what are we dealing with? What do you need to know? Well, the what is going to be hail, wind, and the potential for an isolated tornado. Now, the tornado threat increases as we head into Friday, and you'll notice our timing, Wednesday and Friday. We're watching 2 areas for severe weather across the 4 states region. We're going to see much of the area have to deal with some severe weather over the next 72 hours. Take a look at this. Here's our 5-day rain chances. So outside of severe weather, we could also be dealing with some flooding threats as well. So that's just another aspect of severe weather that we may have to deal with rain chances anywhere from 3 to 5 inches in some areas. Now, again, Wednesday going to be kind of the heavier rain day, where Friday is still going to be widespread, but we're going to see a little bit more intense storms on the way as well. Take a look at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Cam. A layer of cloud cover right now. No storms in the area moving in just yet, but tonight, that's a different story. We'll time all that out coming up.
All right, we'll see you soon. Time is running out for a group seeking a public vote on a proposed data center site in Joplin. The Joplin Sustainable Technology Alliance says they need 7,000 more petition signatures by March 7th. The Joplin City Council voted last month to annex and rezone 540 acres that would reportedly be used for a data center at Central City Road and West 20th Street. The project brings Joplin into a nationwide discussion about data centers, with residents, some of them continuing to express concerns. Sciline, a scientific society, recently held an event on that topic.
Water is often ignored in the public discussion, and people often think, oh, this data using water is just bad. And that's not true, because we use water to wash our hands. That's a good thing, right? And similarly for data center, they use water to reduce the peak demand, reduce the peak cooling demand, cooling energy demand.
Since the last city council meeting, there have not been any official updates on the proposed data center. With 6 candidates competing for 3 at-large seats on the Joplin City Council, KOAM News is launching a 3-night candidate series. Each night, we're asking candidates the same questions on the issues shaping this race. KOAM's Blake Gully joins us from City Hall.
Election day isn't till April, but some Joplin residents want answers as to where candidates stand on the data center project. So we asked, if elected, would you support the project as approved, or would you push to revisit it?
Oh, I'd do everything in my power to stop the AI data center from being built in the first place. That's what the people want, and that's what I want to give them. We've seen what it does to other towns, destroys them, pushes families out of their home. I don't want to see that in my town.
That would be the voice of the people, right? So I would respect that. If they were able to raise the signatures that are required to get some further studies or whatever is necessary at that point to happen, I would support that. But not to mention, I do support the fact that they did annex and rezone the property due to the oversight and regulation aspect to the data center that could potentially move in.
I would push to make sure that all checks and balances were in place and it wouldn't cause harm to the Wildwood homeowners there. I'm not sure if people even realize that there's currently a Bitcoin data center there right now. So there's a lot of people upset, but for the last 2 years, there's already a data center there with 0 regulations. I don't know if anyone's seen them. It looks horrible. But I think having it annexed in gives the city a seat at the table.
We're going to hear from the remaining 3 candidates tonight on KOAM News at 10. Schools in Joplin continue to celebrate Read Across Joplin Week. The event, sponsored by the Joplin National Education Association, features spirit days, book swaps, and guest readers. Thursday, the last day of the event, will feature a special DEAR moment, which stands for Drop Everything and Read. Organizers hope the focus on literacy becomes a community tradition that highlights how reading lays the foundation for student success.
So we read all the time. I tell the kids, you can't look around without reading. So we all read, but being able to get into a book and build stamina for reading is going to help their reading levels grow so much more.
Reading Across Joplin continues tomorrow with a game they call Color Wars. Coming up, the Lady Lions turn to a redshirt junior for leadership ahead of the MIAA tournament. Ryan's going to have her profile in sports, but up first.
Nature is still looking a little dead right now, but pollen is already striking the air. I'm Nelly Lopez with more details on that coming up.
4 States is seeing a rise in pollen count this week. As trees emerge from winter, some have already started to release their pollen. KOAM's Nelly Lopez spoke with Dr. Ken Stewart from KCU Joplin about how to prepare for allergy season.
Even though trees are still recovering from winter, some are already releasing their pollen. An allergy starting to spread.
I get allergies in spring and fall, sometimes in the summer too. Just never know. Seems like the older I get, the more it starts to bother me.
Adam, another Joplin resident, shares when his allergy strikes.
Every season change. Spring to summer, summer to fall, fall to winter. Every time it transitions, I have allergy fits.
What causes the allergy can be different for everyone. The symptoms, however, can show up the same.
Clear runny nose, itchy eyes, sneezing, and sometimes itching in the back of our throat. Oftentimes your eyes will become red and really, really itchy. That's to be differentiated between upper respiratory infection, which usually is associated with a fever, a productive cough of a thicker mucus, sometimes it's colored, and body aches and body chills.
Allergies can last a whole season. Upper respiratory infections usually last between 7 to 14 days, but there are over-the-counter medicines to take beforehand to decrease the allergy symptoms.
Antihistamines like Allegra, Zyrtec, Xyzal, Claritin, Loratadine, all those different antihistamines are really helpful.
Allergy, however, can be desensitized, a process in which a doctor exposes a minuscule amount of allergen to the body, the immune system developing more resistance.
Desensitization is an effective treatment. The problem with is it usually requires 3 to 5 years of a period of time. It can be expensive. A lot of insurance companies don't cover it.
Dr. Ken mentions if you're having seasonal allergies, your best bet is to take antihistamines before heading out. In Joplin, Nelly Lopez, KOAM News.
Now, Dr. Stewart says he's heard some people say that eating local honey can lead to desensitization. That, however, he says, is not actually the case. However, honey can be a nice agent to help soothe a sore throat. A little bit later, Colgan Senior's historic efforts helped propel the girls basketball team to another successful season. Ryan's going to take a closer look in sports.
And showers and storms, some strong to severe, look to disrupt that morning commute. Details coming up.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
The next 72 hours going to give us a little bit of trouble in terms of severe weather. And tonight, not completely out of the question. Here we look at today's Day 1 Storm Prediction Center outlook here. You'll see we have a marginal risk across much of the region, just a few of our southeastern counties in northwestern Arkansas out of that for tonight. What are we looking at here? Well, again, this is today into tonight, so really 10 p.m. to around 6 a.m. Tornado risk very low. It's not completely zero, but very low. Not expecting a tornado threat for this evening. Large hail, the slight risk for that. High winds, risk for that as well. And we'll also see heavy rain. That's going to be an elevated threat as we head throughout this evening. Let's take a look at the radar right now. Notice we have this short wave here beginning to move through. This is not going to be the main system as we head into tomorrow, but this could give us a few showers or thunderstorms as we head into the later evening hours. Getting a little bit of a closer look, that's just off to our southwest of Washington County right now. As we head over the next couple hours or so, you'll notice that some moderate rainfall making its way into Skiatook, Collinsville. Ologa, Nowata, Big Cabin, Veneta, and into Bartlett there as well. Taking a look at these temperatures, my goodness, there's a big temperature cutoff. 49 in Yates Center, Nowata 67 on the other side of that. So you'll notice kind of I-44 being a little bit of the divider there for us. 54 Nevada, 72 Joplin. So we are seeing that front begin to push in. We're also going to see some of those showers and thunderstorms begin to roll in this evening as well. Taking a look outside at our high winds casino cam right now, just a layer of cloud cover. Things are quiet for the time being. Let's break down tonight. Here we see a few of those showers, maybe a little bit moderate rainfall in there as well. A rumble of thunder or two can't be completely ruled out. Check out these mild temperatures though. 50 still by midnight there in Joplin. Now look off to the west though. Here we are, 2 a.m. Here's going to be our system that moves in. This is going to be the one that gives us some trouble. Look at this. 6 a.m. Parsons, Independence, Sedan, Nowata, Welch, Columbus, all getting in on these showers and thunderstorms by 6 a.m. Some going to be severe at times, so make sure that you're planning to commute along with severe weather. If you normally get to work at 6 a.m., try to get there at 5 a.m. Give yourself a little extra time. Be ahead of these storms. If there is a severe thunderstorm warning as you're heading out the door, wait for that to pass. Make sure that the kids are waiting inside, because as we head throughout the evening or throughout those overnight hours, as they're waking up and getting ready to go outside, they're going to encounter some showers and thunderstorms. Here's my area of concern specifically for the morning hours. So this will take us from about 6 a.m. to about noon. Hail, wind, and isolated tornado possible. Now again, the elevated threat's really going to be the large hail, the high wind, and the rain, but there is a tornado risk. It is very low, but it is not zero, so can't rule out a brief spin up. Now as we head into the afternoon hours, that threat shifts slightly to our southeast. So our friends in northwestern Arkansas, southwestern Missouri here, also getting in on some of that action as well between 4 p.m. and 12 a.m. Let's time some of this out. Here we are. Take a look, 6 a.m., 8 a.m. Look at that, starting to line up now, kind of bowing out. So some strong, severe winds possible there as well. So now we're talking by 8 o'clock, we're talking about areas of Stockton, Mount Vernon, Monette, Cassville, Bella Vista, all getting in on that as well. That continues to push out east, but that's not done. That's just the morning hours. As I mentioned, then the threat shifts off to our southeast. There goes our second system as we head into those afternoon hours into the evening for our southeastern communities there. Let's get a look at your 10-day forecast here. Take a look. We're going to see the alert day for the alert day for Wednesday and for Friday. So apparently that does not want to cooperate with us. So I think Dow computer thinks it's Monday.
Okay, but of course you'll give us an update here in a bit, and I know you and the rest of the weather team will keep a close eye on this throughout the day tomorrow, and as long as necessary.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Still ahead, one high school hoop star etches her name in history, and a Missouri Southern women's hooper is bawling since a return from injury. Those stories and more are up next in sports.
The Missouri Southern women's basketball team enters this week's MIAA tournament as the 4 seed, finishing the regular season with a 19-9 record. And a key to the Lions' success this year is forward Ashlyn Alloway. And this season has been a return to form for Alloway. Prior to the 2024-25 year, the redshirt junior transferred to MSSU from Nebraska Kearney. But as she prepared for her next chapter in the green and gold, fate had other plans, with Alloway suffering a season-ending knee injury. Flash forward to now, Alloway has become one of the Lions' go-to stars, starting in all 28 games so far, averaging over 13 points and a team-high 8.5 rebounds per contest.
It's hard to put into words. I'm just so grateful to be back on the court and with the group of girls that I'm playing with too. It just makes it that much better to be out there and just playing basketball with everybody. My past colleges, I haven't had the success that I've had here, so honestly to come to a winning program and still be winning is honestly a blessing, and I couldn't ask for anything better.
She attacked her rehab. Talking to our physical therapist that took her through her rehab, she said she's one of our hardest workers that's ever gone through any athlete here at Missouri Southern. She just didn't back away. She attacked everything she did as far as in her rehab.
Alloway's focus throughout her rehab was patience. Despite having a chance to play last season, Alloway locked in on the process and becoming 100% before returning to action. By taking the extra time to fully heal, Alloway says she had no fear when stepping onto the court.
I'm going to come out here and do what I've been wanting to do the whole year that I was out. So like there's no reason for me to play scared, because another thing I was told throughout my whole rehab was like I'm building it so I can go do what I'm meant to do on the court. And so I knew the work that I put in, like it would pay off, and there was no need to worry about like my knee or anything, because I already did what I needed to do.
We probably could have played her last January, but it was the same mindset. We want to make sure she's healthy and have really good 2 years. And it's benefiting her right now because she's having a great year, both on the offensive and defensive end, and just doing whatever we asked her to do. And I don't see any ill effects of that knee injury at all.
Alloway and the Lions take on Northwest Missouri State in the MIAA quarterfinals on Friday. Tip-off set for noon from Kansas City. The Colgan girls basketball team has been a mainstay in the Class 2A rankings this season with a 21-2 record. And as the Panthers eye a return to the state tournament, senior guard Jakayla Davis is making history. After being named the Class Player of the Year last season, Davis has taken her game to another level this year. The Colgan Stars averaging nearly 30 points per game while etching her name in the record books. Earlier this season, Davis broke the Panthers' all-time scoring record against Girard. And in their playoff opening win over West Elk on Thursday, she became the 31st girl in Kansas Hoops history to reach 2,000 career points.
It's great, and I hope that some people can look up to it. It's just a great accomplishment, and I'm glad I could achieve it. It's just a relief in knowing that I can accomplish this, and all I've worked on and achieved. It's just great.
The growth that she's made as a player, you know, and as a leader, and just the pressure that she has to feel every game, because she's been our leading scorer for 3 years, and she just shows up every game. You know, she's getting bodied up and down the court, and you never see her complain. She's never taken a day off from practice. You know, it's really special, and, you know, I know it's going to hit more once the season is over, but I have not had 1,000-point scorers until 3 years ago, and we've had, 3 in the last 3 years, and to have a 2,000-point score, it's just really phenomenal.
Davis and the Panthers look to punch their ticket to the sub-state championship tonight against Southeast. That's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. Southeast Kansas voters weigh in on major investments in schools and infrastructure on this special election Tuesday. Plus, the Grove City Council hears from angry neighbors about a proposed RV park. And scientists discover some surprising mating patterns between Neanderthals and early humans. Those stories and a lot more is coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. All right, look at this. Kansas City prepares to host the Big 12 basketball tournaments with a unique LED glass court. The high-tech surface has been used only in the NBA All-Star Game and European competitions. The court responds to gameplay. The three-point arc glows when shots are made, and glass shatters appear on screen. The three-layer design includes glass on top, LEDs in the middle, and a special bottom layer that's easier on players' ankles and knees than traditional hardwood. Fans can interact with the court between games, playing shooting games during tournament breaks. The Big 12 women's basketball tournament begins on Wednesday. Keeping a close eye on the weather tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. We got alert days for Wednesday and for Friday. This is going to be across the 4 states region. We're going to be looking out for hail, wind, and a potentially isolated tornado. That tornado threat increases a little bit on Friday, Dow.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.